Welcome to Patscast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
And this is our episode for February 21st, 2022.
Feist gains center. Racing over the blue line. Nice move to the net. Feist scores! What a goal, Leighton Feist! Top corner for Leighton Feist as he just undressed Prince Albert right out of their jockstrap. Intercepted. Tanner Howie's off to the races. Left circle. Howe. Backhander. Score! Goals in 3 straight games for Tanner Howe as he roops it past Isaac Poulter.
Well, Chris, just 2 games to talk about this week. I was talking to you earlier. It felt like a gritty week. Both the PA game, the Swift Current game, just hard fought, kind of playoff feel games, right? And we're kind of getting to that point, and these teams are in that similar stance that every game's mattering a lot. And they were entertaining games at the very least, I kind of felt, and didn't come out great on one of them. But overall, yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to get that win against Swift Current. Would have been nice to get that win against Prince Albert in regulation time and not giving them a point. But yeah, that was kind of my feel of the week. What was yours?
Yeah, a little bit missed opportunity. Like you said, giving up a point in PA, that's tough, but I mean, you got the win there, right? So, okay, you go into Swift Current. This is a beatable team, and they're unable to do that. That's tough at home.
Yeah. Just speaking of some kind of grit or some character of the team. So this is the PA game is the first time that they came back after being down after 2 periods, correct?
Yeah,
which
17-2.
Which is a kind of a disturbing statistic. A little bit also disturbing is you found that after trailing after 1, they're 2-14-2. Like, boy, this team is not very resilient when they're down, it sounds like, and they get down early, and it's tough for them to claw back. So this was a good demonstration of that. I guess the first demonstration of that we've seen this season. But yeah, I mean, just it kind of illustrates the whole way the season's gone, right? They get down early. It feels like we play from behind a lot.
Yeah.
In Swift Current game, they score a couple minutes in. Okay, we're down already, right? It's just digging out of holes all the time, it feels like.
It is, yeah. The opponents have scored first 24 times, and the Pats have scored first 19 times. So, yeah. And the record is good when the Pats score first and bad when they give up the first goal.
Yeah.
Right there. It's 5-18-1 if they give up the first goal.
Yeah. Whereas they're 13.
If they're down 1-0, the chances of them winning the game are slim.
Yeah, it really is. It's this team's got to come out on all cylinders right off the bat because they just don't seem to have it if they don't. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's nice to come back against PA. Too bad to give them the point.
Yeah, just battle in that third period to get one late. It's nice to get it in overtime, and then the skill takes over. But yeah, you look at that tying goal. There's 4 guys watching Bedard.
Yes,
Carrier was just wide open, right?
I had to show my wife that. I was like, he doesn't always light it up, but literally, I just showed her the replays. Just look at the attention he draws. 4 of the PA players turn their back away from everything and just face him, and then he can just pass it off, and it was phenomenal. Yeah,
and PA was they were holding him down.
He
didn't have a ton of good chances in that game, and they were the first one that we noticed that had a guy shadowing him earlier in the season, and right now he's so hot you just can't hold him down for the whole game.
Yeah,
and then he goes and scores 24 seconds into overtime.
Well, when he came down that wing, I was like, you can't let him. I know I haven't played hockey in a while, but it seems like traditionally, if it's a 2-on-1, the defenseman goes for the pass, right?
Yeah.
In that case, I would almost be like, you got to get on Bedard and not let him just rifle it at your goalie with his shot. Just get on him and take your chances
with the other guy.
Exactly. Take your chance. If they can get the pass through, then good, but you can't just let him come down because that goaltender even got a piece of it and it still
went through.
Right? The velocity on it is, I saw that coming. I was like, well, here's a good chance for us. So
one other kind of highlight of that game was the Leighton Feist goal. That was real nice.
It was very nice. Yeah, you're right. And I think I have that in our intro clip, and it was pretty good. Yeah, that was impressive. And end to end for Leighton. We saw a little bit of that in the hub. He seemed to have a little more of a offensive prowess but it was nice to see that come out again with him. So.
And then the same kind of old story, Stanek Sanders combined on the first goal, a minute in. I just turned on the game, like they were showing the replay of the goal. I was like, oh, are you kidding me?
I know, always. Like, it's just like, really, those two just play so well against us. It's too bad, right? But
yeah.
Anyways, I mean, it felt good coming out of that game. Okay, now we got Swift Current. Again, a team that we need to beat, and a beatable team, really. But this was like I said, gritty, and to be honest, you have to give it to Swift. They played damn good, and they really held us. What I found was watching it, I don't know how many block shots they had, but our shot total would have been way higher if there wasn't as many block shots. The one guy took one off the head, like it was
McGinley.
Oh, was it? Okay. I didn't actually get to see the number. Like, they were all out trying to win this game, and it was more than we brought. Like, honestly, they played a bit harder than us, I felt like, through the whole game. And
yeah, like there was lots of chances late, in the third period.
For
I'm
us,
just looking at the game sheet here. Like, it says Regina only. I know the second period wasn't great for Regina, 5 shots, but it says 6 for the third period, which
it's flipped. It has to be. I was looking at that too, because I think it was actually more like 17 for us or something like that.
That's what it says for Swift Current, 17.
Yeah, they got that wrong on the website. It's 17 for us and 6 for them. Okay. Regina brought it in the third. Just a few lapses defensively, like we gave up some ugly goals in this game, like garbagey goals. I was like, we can't get beat by this kind of stuff. Like, yeah, that sucked.
It was tough. Unfortunate. One off the post comes right out to the guy, and it was a 3-on-2, and the one defenseman kind of went down to block the shot while it went through him, and then it's 3-on-1 basically, and it comes to the guy and easy tap in. And then the fourth goal was just a shot, and it must have went off a leg or a body and beat Sim. And
yeah. But like, just that guy was allowed to just skate around with it kind of uncontested. It's like, whereas it felt like us, every shot was contested. Like, Bedard was trying to get space and he'd find a little bit, but they were on him. It wasn't like, I don't know, just they played better and they won that game. Like, I felt like that third goal was offside. As soon as I was watching it live, I was like, that's offside. But I don't know, they played it on the big screen over and over, and we never did challenge it.
Yeah, it was tough to see. The angle isn't straight on, so it's kind of a judgment call. Like, the camera wasn't down the blue line, right? So it was definitely close. But the Pats got burned on challenging it before earlier in the season.
Yeah,
and lost them 2 goals.
And I really felt like the game kind of went. Not that we lost it, but we could have probably maybe have won it. Was when we had those back-to-back power plays, and we didn't really get it. We didn't produce much of anything. We got some nice puck movement, but there was never really awesome chances on them. It was in the second period, and it felt like a time that they could have, especially with our power play, right? And we said last episode, that's where we kind of live and die, and it was just such a good opportunity and just couldn't get it.
Yeah,
right.
We win the special teams battle tonight, one power play goal, and we didn't give up any. And compared to Friday, where you gave up 2 in PA and didn't score a power play goal, yet you still win the game.
Yeah.
So it was kind of the opposite of what's been going on lately, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That was certainly a missed opportunity, and then combine that with some kind of chintzy goals from them, just enough to not win this game. But honestly, I give it to Swift. They did play damn good, I thought. Against us. And like, they made it a hard game on us.
then talking to Haroff after the game, losing Nyhoff might have been a big loss. Like, just, you're already short of forward. Spencer's out for whatever reason. He got hurt. I don't know if it was in PA or what, but
Yeah.
so he was a game time decision and he didn't play. So they went 11-7, and then Nyhoff goes down, and now your lines are really all messed up, right? Yeah, they had McNutt playing on forward for a while, right?
Yeah.
Filling in on the fourth line and stuff like that. But yeah, so then that kind of maybe took some rhythm out of the game. And then, like, speaking of that power play, then you got Dubinsky. That's when I first noticed it. Dubinsky's taking the face off on the power play. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I didn't see Nyhoff leave the game or anything. So
yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him. We don't have any report on him or anything like that, but just another kind of paper cut, or death by 1,000 paper cuts here. It feels like when it comes to the injuries, it's just they're starting to pile up a little bit on us, and that'll be a tough one to absorb, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So you were talking a little bit here about Haroff after this game. So I got a chance to speak to him. So let's listen into what his comments on post the Swift Current game were.
Yeah, it's a real important game for us. It's a 4-point game. Really got us back in the playoff hunt with the win tonight and the games at hand we do have and the teams ahead of us. Would have set us up real nice for this road trip. I like the way we responded in the third period. We really put the pressure on. We really had multiple chances there at the end, but we just weren't like that in the second period. I think we kind of fell off our game a little bit once Logan got hurt there. Lines were kind of scrambled a little bit. We got, good on them. They killed off those power plays in the second period, and we need to score one there. Yeah, that's what they always say. Sports a game of inches, and unfortunately, the last couple weeks here, they've been scoring us in those last 30 seconds tonight. Obviously, Tanner didn't get enough on that, didn't get up high enough. But, those young kids, they're 16, 17 years old. Connor in that line, they were out there for the last minute and a half, and they were hungry. They were playing really hard, and that's all you can ask of those kids. Well, I think, in the second period, sometimes when you get those power plays like that, that can really shorten your bench. The way that our power play has been clipping, we have certain guys we want to use over and over out there just because they've been really good on it. I think that really closed off our bench, kind of got stagnated a couple players. And that's a big thing with our young guys, is keeping everyone rolling, making sure everyone's involved in the game, to stay fresh, to stay sharp. Honestly, Rob, I'm glad you asked that question. It was so much fun. You could just feel the energy right from the puck drop. It's been a year and a half. I really believe, like, the Brandt Center, when this place is packed full of fans, it's one of the best places in the Western Hockey League. No doubt about it. The energy that just exceeds off the crowd onto the boys. You can see it in the gameplay. The game's just so much faster. The boys are really feeding off the energy. It's a great question, Rob. I think it was just awesome to be a part of that again.
I'm glad you mentioned that, the energy in the building. It's something I've been saying for a while here on this podcast, is the Pats are seriously lacking some of the family orientation right now, and it being family day, there was a ton of families there. And I've said it, and it always seems like it's when it's these kind of games that you can get kids out to. We had the one, I think it was the one before Remembrance Day or something like that, where they gave a bunch of tickets away to kids because they knew they didn't have to go to school next day, so they were there. That's where the energy comes from, and it's going to be a real sad thing if they do not get some sort of family pack or some kids' tickets at the very least going into next season. And I saw a clip from the Rod Peterson show. They were talking about tickets. I mean, they were saying 3 tickets to a Pats game, $100. Like, you're going to be losing that energy if you can't get these kids in here. And at this game today, it's unfortunate you didn't get to come, but boy, it was a ton of fun. Like, there was energy at every intermission or every stoppage of play. The stupid clackers, but regardless, it was fun. And I keep going back to it. They're going to miss out on a huge opportunity of not having kids tickets, family packs, something like that. Like, sorry, bit of a tangent, but
no, that's fine. And you could hear the excitement coming through on the online broadcast today. Like, you could tell that there was a crowd and the kids were, yelling and screaming like they always do, right? And like you said, it helps the team. Like, it just gives you that extra boost, that extra step, right?
Yeah, I think.
And then it's more fun.
57, I think they said 5,700.
Yeah,
That's
57.
pretty good. There was a lot of people there, and
Right, there's only been those 2 games, like you said, the 10th, November 10th, and today is over like 4,000.
yeah, it's
So
always around
there
there.
hasn't been very many over 4 at all.
Yeah, and it is fun when it's pretty full. So
Exactly, that's what people go to. Like for the casual fan, okay, they might, okay, we want to see them win, but they'll go, and if they have a good time, they'll come back even if the Pats say they do lose, right?
yeah,
And today was, it was a close game. It wasn't a blowout. People aren't going to get, oh, I'm not coming back to watch this team, right?
yeah, it was actually a fairly entertaining hockey game, right? Like it was
Exactly right.
It was physical and fun and fast, and got some goals, some nice goals, and yeah, no, it was a good one in that regard. But yeah, just unfortunate. Yeah, like you said, got off the game plan in the second. It seemed like Nyhoff going out throws up the lines, and so Dubinsky was kind of thrust into maybe not his normal role. But I don't know if you listened to post game at all, but I had to agree.
No, I missed it.
I had to agree with Dante. They picked him as their, what did they pick? The hardest working Pat or something that. And he was playing really, really well, and two-way hockey too. Like some of his back checking was phenomenal. He really stood out. Dubinsky, that is, today.
Yeah, I thought so as well. He had really one good chance. He was coming down on, I think it was the left side, and he cut into the middle and put a backhand past Poulter, but it hit the post, right?
Yeah.
It hit that post. Svozil hits the post at the end in the third, like a rocket.
Yeah.
Off the post.
Yeah, so let's listen into Dubinsky. So like I said, he had really probably one of his better games that I've seen this year. So yeah, we'll listen into him and get his thoughts on this game here against Swift Current.
It's not one we're happy about. Every game for us right now is like a game 7 of a playoff series, and it's really frustrating, and it's really hard to take. Yeah, no, for sure. It's tough. I've had some bad luck with hitting posts over the last few games, and those close ones that were so close, it was hard to take, and I don't really know how to explain it. It's just hard. Well, yeah, no, I thought we played a pretty good game. We had a couple lapses in the D zone, and we lost to 5-on-5, and we haven't been doing that. The way we play, we kind of grind teams down, and by the third period, stuff opens up, and we're a good third period team. We just gotta get the first goal and get the rhythm of our game going, and that's all we gotta do. We just gotta come out better, and we gotta find a way to win these games, because there's nothing else we can do. We just gotta find a way.
Yeah, he mentioned it too. Hey, getting that first goal, and I think that's gonna be my key to success for this road trip. Is I got to score some goals first here, I think.
Yeah, like you're gonna have to score 1-2 goal, like the first couple goals against these tough teams, right?
Yeah, you're not going to keep them off the score sheet, so you're going to need to maybe build a bit of a lead here, catch them off guard, hopefully a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be a tough test here, I think.
Yeah, if they don't, they go over 3. That's going to be almost curtains for the playoffs, I think.
I have to agree. See what they can do. Hoping for the best here. So a little bit of maybe not off topic, but unrelated news to these games, though. A bit of a roster change. So it seems like Jake Johnson is.
Yeah, he's been deleted, so I'm not too sure what that means. I mean, he's obviously not coming back this year. Paddock mentioned that at the trade deadline interview, and he said he's hopeful that he would come back next year. So
yeah,
I don't know if he's like off the active roster or total roster where he's open to another team. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe when John gets back on the bench and we get him in some interviews, could maybe ask him about that. But obviously he's not back this year, Johnson that is. So I mean, that's not huge news, I don't think.
I don't think so. I mean, I got a feel for that guy. He just has been injury bug bitten pretty much his whole time here. It feels like when he is healthy, he's a solid D-man. But yeah, I'm not terribly surprised to see this. He's of course from Arizona, so who knows if he has an opportunity there or something like that. But and that's a big commitment to come up here and be injured most of the time. He might be wanting to stick closer to home for now. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
And all three guys that have been on the shelf most of the season, like Stringer and Brook, it just seems like they just can't whatever's going on, they just can't get back on the ice.
Yeah, it's a real
tough.
shame.
Those are, Stringer's a big loss.
Yeah.
Brook, I mean, he's been injured so much, he hasn't done much per se, but I mean, how can you do much when you're constantly injured, right?
Yeah.
Not getting into the flow of the games and into practices and such like that.
Exactly. So some other stuff to talk about. The hockey cards came out. $17 a pack.
Little bump.
Little bump. Yeah. Like, I think we both expected about $15, though. 17. Yeah. Not cheap, considering you used to get them just from Co-op, right?
For free.
Exactly.
Or you buy the whole set for $5.
Yeah, they'd have stacks of them there, and you could just take some. But yeah, they look good. I haven't opened up any of the packs though, but at least the ones that are on there on the front there look kind of a little different than normal. But
how long was the lineup for the cards?
When I went, there wasn't a long lineup. I went pre-game though, but they seemed to be rolling through them. Like they had a pretty efficient system. It was like, how many do you want? And it was just like right through. Like it moved pretty quick. So
assembly line.
But it was on its own. It wasn't in the store.
That's smart, right?
Yeah. So you didn't have to clog up the store getting your hockey cards. So, and then kind of the big news out of that game was the call your shot win. I think almost every guy that's done it goes for the full pot, right? And
you got it. Like,
if you're going to make it from half, you're going to make it from a few feet further, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, and with that full barn too, and for everyone to go off, that was pretty friggin' cool. So, congrats! I don't even know the guy's name. $48,000 though he won, on his last shot. So you get 3 shots, which I always thought was pretty generous. Usually those things, it's like 1 shot and you're done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to give him 3, and he missed the net, I think, on his first 2. And then from our seats, it's like, it's kind of hard to see, but you could see. So I couldn't really see the trajectory of it very well. Like, it wasn't like, oh yeah, that's going in. It was like going. Then all of a sudden it's gone. And everyone went bananas. It was pretty cool. I didn't.
You text me. And I wasn't watching it. I was on my computer, but I wasn't watching the actual game.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, the guy just made it. And then all of a sudden Dante's like, what? You got to be kidding me! Like, right on air, because I was listening to the radio at intermission, and he's like, "Oh my god, the guy just made it! How much money did he win? You got to be kidding me!"
Yeah.
Then I flipped back to the game, but I already missed it. So
well,
I don't know if they showed it on the screen or what.
The CHL retweeted it out, so we'll retweet it too if you didn't see it. But boy, it was pretty amazing. It was pretty cool to see him do that. I didn't think anyone was going to get it. I was actually thinking ahead to like the end of the season what they were going to do, if they were going to like get a couple people and they just go till they get it, or what, or if they would just say, nope, that's it. Nobody wins. But yeah, good for him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. We all could use $48,000.
Well, the neat thing is it's still enough time. How many more home games do we have? Still enough time that if someone else could get a decent pot there at the end of the season if they want.
Definitely.
So, yeah. Well, any other off-topic news you got?
Not really. I don't know. Just watching some of the other games after the Pats game.
Mm-hmm.
Kamloops beat Everett, so both those teams have clinched playoff spots already.
Yes.
And the Edmonton Winnipeg game that was on.
Oh, wait, how'd that end?
It was just after. It just started right after the Pats game, so I didn't catch much of it.
Okay.
Just the third period, but Edmonton 6-3 over Winnipeg with an empty netter.
Okay.
So I didn't really watch much of that. The Kamloops Everett game went to a shootout.
Okay.
So that was a tight one there. And
All right then. Well, yeah, a gritty week. Unfortunately, not enough points that we would have hoped for. But, if they can fix some of these problems, they can get up ahead early, get that power play clicking again. Maybe we'll get some points this road trip. It hasn't been a favorable thing for the Pats this season, but you know what? It's kind of do or die time. So we got to hope for the best and hope for
you got to
some
dig
wins
deep
here.
and find something.
They need to. This is it. Like you said, it's curtains if they don't. If they go over on this road trip, I think.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be playing some not that meaningful hockey for the rest of the season. So these games do mean a lot. So let's go get it, boys. All right, and we'll see you at the rink on Wednesday.
Yeah. See you at the rink.
Good night.